Alright, now to show you guys another thing I just got done fixing. I should have recorded that one, but I didn't, just like all the other things. I should have fixed this a long time ago, honestly, but I didn't really put any thought into what it actually was, until today, just a little bit ago. Anyways, so these things have not only a blade clutch, but a blade brake. So as you're letting off that handle or let go of it, a brake engages to stop the blade. It's kind of like a safety feature. Like on these Briggs and Strattons and that Tecumseh up there, well, see, these things have the blade bolted just directly to the crankshaft. There's no clutch or anything. So when you let go of the bail bar or whatever you want to call it, a brake engages on the flywheel, which stops the whole motor, including the blade, and also the kill switch, and that's what stops these ones. But these have a clutch, so when you let go of the handle, the motor keeps running and the blade stops. And so there's like, you have your clutch disc and then you have a brake disc, and they both, when you push the handle in, it just engages the clutch and for the blade, and then when you let go of the handle, it engages the brake. And then there's kind of like a halfway point. Like if you were to put the thing like halfway down and kind of play with it back and forth, the lever there, it would kind of, it'd be trying to engage both the clutch so it could spin, but then it'd be trying to engage the brake so the thing wouldn't spin. And then you kind of put like a big load on the motor. You could kind of play with it and tell what it's doing with the load on the motor and the brakes and all that. It's not good for you. You shouldn't do it. But anyways, so pretty much I think the whole time I've had this, it was really hard to pull the pull cord, and it seemed like a brake was engaged or something, but I just thought because this motor smokes a lot, um, I just thought it was an issue with like a valve or the compression, like the rings or something, or I thought something internally with the engine was bad, and that's why it was hard to turn over. And also, it didn't have the rollback. When you give the pull cord a little tug, when the motor turns and hits the compression, it kind of like spins back. It never did that either. So I don't know. I just thought the engine kit was kind of messed up, and that's why it was so tight. But then I was like, today I was thinking about it, and I was like, no, it can't be what it is, because the engine runs fine. It just smokes. The engine runs completely normal though, and it has plenty of power. It just smokes when it's cold and at idle. So I was like, let me see something. So I went over to this one, and I noticed the slack in the cable. And then I came over to this one, and I noticed the slack in this cable. And then I came to this one, and it had no slack at all. It was tight. And then I thought, okay, so that must be the brake not disengaging all the way, or whatever, you know. So I brought it out like so, and then I'll have to get the nice light here and show you guys what was going on. I should have had this pulled out. Ow! Pulled out already. Okay. Oh, of course. Come on, buddy. Okay, so then when I flipped it over, and I noticed that this arm here that goes back and forth when the cable gets pulled in, it it was actually right about here. And I knew that this tab here was a bottom out bracket for this to go all the way down onto and rest on. So I knew that it was still partially engaging the brake here, and that's what. And then also, when I was spinning the blade here, I looked up top here, and the motor was spinning when I was turning the blade. So, anyways, I made the adjustment up there, and then I came back down here after I made the adjustment up there, and I noticed that this was finally resting on the bottom out bracket. So then I turned the blade, and I stopped turning the engine. So um, so what I did, of course, was just I loosened the two nuts here, and then I let this slide and let this get slack. And once this got slack and this was done sliding all the way back, I just tightened it up. Now they're slack. Now that works. And now I get the rollback when I give it a slight tug. Hold on. See that? Anyways, yeah, way easier to pull now also. Anyways, that's that. Pretty simple. Basically, you just want a little bit of slack in this cable here, and if it's super tight and there's a lot of tension on it, it's gonna pretty much be it would pretty much be like that, which that's clutch for the blade. That'll make the blade spin. But once you start backing it off like this, like you get around in this area, it's actually engaging the blade brake. So unless if this has got a little slack in it, the blade brake is gonna stay engaged.